This set of variants is well suited for larger numbers of players, and all but one have no player cap and can be played online using only one copy of CrossCards. In the best word variant, wild cards are removed from the deck before playing. 10 cards are placed face down on the table and are revealed when the timer starts. Players are given 1 minute to create the highest scoring word using only those cards, writing answers on their score sheets. After time expires, players take turns revealing words, arranging the cards to show everyone. Once each player reveals their word and scores their points, the set of cards is discarded and a new set is drawn for the next round. The number of rounds per player is the same as the normal game, with games over 8 players also being 3 rounds. In the Word Safari variant, wild cards are removed from the deck before playing. 8 cards are placed face down on the table and revealed when the timer starts. Players are given 3 minutes to write down as many words as possible. Words must be 3 letters or longer, and optional words are not allowed. After time runs out, players take turns announcing which words they wrote down, arranging cards to show other players if necessary. If another player wrote the same word, the player reveals it on their list, and the word is crossed out on each player's list. Each unique word is added to the player's score. Once each player reveals and scores their unique words, the set of cards is discarded and a new set is drawn for the next round. Games with 2, 3, or 4 players are 5 rounds. 5, 6, and 7 player games are 4 rounds, and games with 8 or more players are 3 rounds. In the Acrophilia variant, wild cards are removed from the deck before playing. The host places a set of cards face down on the table and reveals them when players are ready so they can write a vote-worthy acronym using the right-side-up letters in the order they appear. Players write their acronyms on a piece of paper or whiteboard and place them face down on the table as quickly as possible. The first player to submit an acronym rings a bell or says first for the host to make note of on their score sheet, with subsequent players announcing their submission number in the same fashion. After players submit their answers, the host picks up their submissions, randomizes them, and reads them aloud for the players and/or the audience to vote for their favorite, with ties broken by the host. Players are not allowed to vote for themselves. The player with the most votes gets 5 points, the runner-up gets 3 points, and the third most voted player gets 1 point. The fastest player to submit an answer that got at least 1 vote gets 1 point. Players may include short filler words in the creation of their acronyms if they wish. The first round starts with 3 cards on the table and increases by 1 each round until round 7, when the number returns to 3. The first player to score 20 points activates the final round, where the 2 highest scoring players create 4, 5, and 6-letter acronyms for the other players and/or audience to vote on. Each acronym is revealed after both players have finished writing the current one. Answers are submitted as a set. The host presents each pair of acronyms randomly, and the non-finalists vote for their favorite from each pair. The finalist with the most winning acronyms in the final round wins the game. Players may choose to play with a 1-minute timer, after which players can't submit an answer. A 1-minute timer can also be used for each acronym in the final round. Instead of the standard ramping acronym size, players may roll a d6 each round to determine how long the acronym will be, using this list. In the fill-in-the-blank variant, one player represents a rotating judge who reads a prompt aloud, and the other players use their hand of 10 cards to make a vote-worthy answer. Answers can be more than 1 word, and proper nouns are allowed. The judge looks away until players finish placing submissions face down at the judge's position at the table, with the right-side-up letters oriented toward the judge. Submissions are read aloud at random by the judge. They decide which answer wins, that player gets 1 point, and the role of judge moves clockwise for the next round. The first player to get 5 points wins. This variant can also be played with a set of black Cards Against Humanity cards. In the Songwriting variant, players or teams are given a set of words that must be included in a song that they write, which is presented to the other players and/or the audience after a time determined by participants. Words are chosen in one of 2 ways. A host or leader creates 10 words using a hand of 10 cards, or players or teams make a multiple of words that totals 10 words or more. In cases where more words are submitted than required, the default behavior is to let each artist or band choose which words to include in their song. Before the challenge begins, the host may have participants vote on which words to remove instead, or to require all submitted words. After the deadline, songs may be performed live, pre-recorded, or both, determined by the players. Players and/or the audience vote for their favorite song. The highest voted song wins the challenge, but everybody wins because new music exists. If 6 or more artists or bands are participating, The host has the option to have voters select their top 3 songs of the round. Each first place vote is worth 3 points, second place votes are worth 2 points, and third place votes are worth 1 point. The song with the most points wins. A challenge may also include additional required elements, such as a genre, title, mood or thematic prompt, time signature, key, scale, a specific set of chords, chord progression, or more. In the Songwriting variant's improv mode, audience members that arrive early to the event are encouraged to create words from a hand of 10 cards, which can be curated or randomized by a host into sets of 4 to 10 words. During the event, a unique set of words is revealed to each player or team when they're ready, and are given a short time to prepare and coordinate. Additional thematic elements mentioned previously may also be applied. Voting is optional in this mode. We've got one more set of CrossCards variants to show you in the next video.